Have you ever wondered what's actually happening behind the scenes of your favorite fintech app? You tap a button, money moves, a notification pops up, but who's the real muscle making it all happen? When you use a digital-first platform like Vivid, you're not just dealing with one company, you're interacting with a complex ecosystem of financial partners. It's a bit like ordering a coffee from a third-wave cafe. You see the barista, but the beans came from a roaster, the milk from a local dairy, and the cup from a packaging supplier. Each part plays a crucial role. This layered approach is exactly why asking which bank does Vivid use is such a great question. The simple answer is that it's not just one bank, and the answer has changed over time. This video is for anyone who uses a modern financial app and wants to understand the nuts and bolts of how their money is being handled. Knowing this stuff is key to understanding the security of your funds, the regulations that protect you, and the very business model that makes these services possible. So let's break it down. When Vivid first launched, it did so with a well-known partner in the fintech space, Solaris Bank. If you've heard of other challenger banks in Europe, you've probably heard this name before. Solaris Bank provided Vivid with a fully licensed banking-as-a-service platform, which meant Vivid could offer traditional banking products like accounts and debit cards without needing its own banking license from the get-go. This is a common and smart strategy for new fintechs. It lets them focus on building a killer user experience while a licensed partner handles the heavily regulated, behind-the-scenes banking infrastructure. But the world of fintech moves fast, and as Vivid grew and evolved, so did its partnerships. Vivid has since shifted its model and now operates through a number of its own regulated entities. For the core accounts and payment services, the company operates under Vivid Money SA, which is an electronic money institution licensed and supervised in Luxembourg. This is a crucial distinction. As an e-money institution, they have a different regulatory framework than a traditional bank. Your funds are not protected by a national deposit guarantee scheme in the same way, but they are safeguarded. This means your money is held in a segregated account with a credit institution, completely separate from Vivid's own operational funds. This is a legal requirement designed to ensure your money is safe even if the company were to go out of business. And what about all the other cool stuff Vivid offers? The investing features, the crypto, the high-yield pockets? That's where the ecosystem gets even more interesting. Those investment and crypto services are provided by another entity, Vivid Money BV, which is a licensed investment firm based in the Netherlands. This entity is regulated by the Dutch Authority for the Financial Markets, or AFM. This separation of services is a clever way to manage different types of financial products under the appropriate regulatory bodies. It's a highly specialized and secure structure. So, when you open the Vivid app, you're looking at a single, seamless interface. But underneath that slick design are different entities, each licensed and regulated for a specific purpose, an e-money institution for your day-to-day banking, and an investment firm for your trading and saving. It's a testament to the modern financial world's complexity and efficiency. They are not just using a bank, they've essentially built their own multifaceted financial service platform with multiple regulated partners to ensure security and compliance. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.